Hej, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Class Movie Rambles, where I talk about old movies that I found in my class while reading. This week's movie is Batman and Robin, and it's part of the Batman collection also. And it's about 1 hour and 59 minutes long, and it starts with an intro credit sequence, and then Batman and Robin suiting up, and the famous bat nipples. It's a meme at this point. So they're about to stop Mr. Freeze, and there's so what happens is Batman gets launched into a rocket and Robin goes to save him. And then Mr. Freeze managed to escape. And then there's a female scientist visiting, she's at this lab and her boss is doing some experiment on a character that later will become Bane, and something goes wrong and she gets drenched in some chemicals, eventually turning her into Poison Ivy. And Poison Ivy and Bane, they team up. So Mr. Freeze's plans at this point is to freeze Gotham City for some reason, and Barbara, which is I think Alfred's niece or something, she visits Wayne Manor to stay there, but she's not very good-hearted. She steals a bike, and then Batman and Robin, they attend a party to lure Mr. Freeze in with some diamonds, and of course things go very wrong. Poison Ivy actually has this kind of pheromone thing which she uses on Batman and Robin. And then there's the famous scene where Batman used the Batman credit card because he doesn't leave the cave without it, which is also a meme. This movie is very, very silly. So Mr. Freeze crashes the party and the fighting starts. And Mr. Freeze leaves with the diamond, but he is chased down by Batman and Robin, and Batman knocks Mr. Freeze out. And during this action, Robin gets turned down by Batman. There's some trust issues between the two of them. And then Grayson, Robin, in Grayson form I should say, he confronts Barbara. Meanwhile, Mr. Freeze arrives at Arkham Prison, and later Grayson follows Barbara on the bike to this location, which turns out to be a street race, and there's some racing going on, and it ends up saving her life from falling off a bridge. And after this commotion, they found out that Alfred is actually dying. He has the same disease as Mr. Freeze's wife has. It's like an incurable disease. So at this point, Ivy unplugs Mr. Freeze's wife's cryo chamber and blames Batman for it. Meanwhile, Alfred is dying in bed, and he gives this little box to Barbara, not to look at it, just to pass it on to someone, but of course she looks at it. So one thing I forgot to tell previous to this is that Poison Ivy and Bane actually breaks out Mr. Freeze from prison, Arkham Asylum, and the whole thing... Now Mr. Freeze wants revenge on everybody. So he wants to freeze whole Gotham and all the citizens with the help of a telescope. And I don't know how it works. It's supposed to be something to do with diamonds and satellite relays and stuff. I have no idea. So Barbara finds the Batcave, and she runs into an AI construct that Alfred made in case of his death. And she suits up, and now she's Batgirl. And she goes to save Batman and Robin from Ivy because she's immune to the pheromone or her sort of flower power influence. And now they team up to go and fight Mr. Freeze and Bane. And after the battle, Batman tells Mr. Freeze that actually his wife is still alive, and there is still a way that he can be helpful, continue his research, because it turns out, as I said before, that Mr. Freeze's wife has like the third step of the same sickness that Alfred had, only that Alfred is in his first stage of that. So Mr. Freeze agrees to help with that. So what happens is that Alfred recovers, and the movie ends with Batgirl, Robin, and Batman running with a spotlight on their back in slow motion. And that's about it. So what do I think about this movie? Well, it's a little bit silly and not that serious. Arnold Schwarzenegger actually is... he is funny, but he doesn't need to play the character that well. He has a lot of one-liners. I don't think I mentioned that, but there's a lot of jokes about dinosaurs and Ice Age and staying cool and whatnot, because that's the only thing Mr. Freeze can joke about. Ice, snow, and things that are cold, I guess. But, I like the movie for what it is. I kind of grew up on this movie, so I don't think I can recommend it, but I like it. So, anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.